Cezar and Marthin Nielsen in the semifinals for the light heavyweight division. Cezar did not do too good in his last fight with Chris Kamazi, lost that fight by unanimous decision, but before that, he got an amazing knockout win on Nick Robrick. I mean, he went out there and he just went out there going forward and eventually got that knockout. I mean, he kind of sort of bum rushed Nick Robrick and ended up getting the knockout, but before that, he fought some elite competition in the UFC. Fought Marvin Vettori, Ian Heinisch, lost those two fights, but beat Carl Robertson, beat Jack Hermanson, beat Anthony Smith, fought Jorge Masvidal, Elias Theodorou, Thiago Santos, he beat him as well. So he's got a lot of really solid wins in his career inside the UFC. Has 6 submission wins, 5 knockout wins, and 6 decision wins. Gonna be the same height right there, but he is gonna have the 3-inch reach advantage. On the tabloids, predictions super close, 64% and 36%, with the favorite being Cezar, but on the betting odds, Cezar is the underdog, so it's a really back and forth fight on who is going to end up winning. If we can find the odds on this fight, I'm not too sure if I can find it. Let us see. I am kind of blind right now. I might have just passed it, but I do think Marthin Nielsen is around -120, or no, -140, -150 on the betting on. So Marthin is the favorite, but not on the tabloid predictions. It is a very close fight. The main ways I do see Marthin Nielsen going out there and winning the fight would probably be to clinch up. I mean, in the striking game, they both have very similar power, but there is the reach advantage of Cezar, which could definitely play a part. They're both pretty good at countering their opponents, just staying on the outside, putting that jab in, and then coming forward with a big right hand. They both do that very well, and they're both very good at just coming inside and landing a lot of really big shots. Marthin Nielsen did do that in the first round in the Corey Hendricks fight, and Cezar did show he can do that in the Nick Robrick fight. So they both do very good when they're just coming forward, landing big shots, but if one of them decides to do that in this one, we do know that counter right down the middle from either guy is going to be there as well. So the striking is very close to call. They both have similar power, similar speed, similar volume. I mean, it's really up to you on who you think is going to have the better striking, because it is that even. But in the grappling, Cezar takedown defense is very solid. He got 5 takedowns on Ian Heinisch, 2 takedowns on Carl Robertson, and submitted him in the very first round. Jack Hermanson submitted him in the second round right there. I mean, he's gotten a lot. I mean, he submitted, let's see if I can find him, Thiago Santos as well. So he's submitting a lot of really good guys, and he has really solid wrestling. His takedown defense is 84% and a 53% takedown offense. So the grappling and wrestling is also very even. That is why it is a 50-50 fight in my opinion. The striking, I think, is going to be very even. It's really going to come down to a couple of key moments on who's going to win the fight. If Cezar is going to win, he's going to need to keep the fight very even on the feet, and maybe when Marthin Nielsen is going for his takedowns or going to get the fight to the clinch, land a couple of shots. That's what's going to give you edge on the judges' scorecards. But the way Marthin Nielsen is going to win is going to be to close that distance and just clinch up. We saw in the fight, in his last fight, let's see if I can find it, Corey Hendricks, and the fight with Dan Spawn a little bit, but he does very good at just grinding in the clinch. Once he gets you in the clinch, he holds you there, he does a little bit of ground and pound, and that control time is gonna give you the advantage on the judges' scorecard. So, because the ground and pound in that clinch is gonna be very even, but the control is what's gonna get Dan Spawn the edge. So, on the feet and the striking is gonna be very even, but with the clinch that Marthin Nielsen is just so good in, and just landing those little ground and pound shots in the clinch, I think that is gonna be the one thing that does get on the win. Would just be kind of hold him in the clinch, get in the control time, a little bit of shots, little bit of body shots, little taps to the head, little foot stomps, all that type of stuff. But the clinching game of Marthin Nielsen is what I think will get him the win. Cezar, I think, has the possibility of taking down Marthin. Marthin's cardio isn't the best, so maybe Cezar comes back in the second or third round and maybe uses some of his wrestling and grappling. But I think the clinching game of Marthin Nielsen is going to be what gets him the win, as the fight is so even on the feet. So it's a super close fight. I think the odds should be like -115, -105. Very close odds. But I'm gonna very slightly go Marthin Nielsen by a 29-28 decision. Maybe Cezar comes back in that third round when Marthin is a little bit more tired from going after takedown. But overall, really good fight in the light heavyweight division. My prediction: Marthin Nielsen by a decision right there.